Hello everyone, it's Joel from the EV Geek Studios today, and today we are joined with Collin Riggan, one of the partners here at Evolve Auto, used EV dealership in North Little Rock, Arkansas. And today we're going to have a short little discussion while we drive this awesome Rivian R1S that he just picked up from a wholesaler back to his lot. We're going to talk about the used EV tax credit and how the expiring tax credit will affect used EV dealers like Colin here at Evolve Auto. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, Colin, how you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
All right, good. So before we get started and talk about these EV tax credits, the plus and minuses of them and them expiring, tell everyone a little bit about how you got into the used EV car selling business.
I first got interested in EVs 2016, 2017 after reading Ashley Vance's biography on Elon Musk.
Oh, okay.
Really wanted to find an EV, and they were really hard to find around here. I was already in the car business, so I just thought I would switch that over to all electric.
And Evolve's been around for what, 4 years now? 5 years?
6 years, actually. Next month. 6 years next month.
Made it through all the COVID stuff and all that.
Yeah, it was a fun ride.
All right, so everyone knows about 4 years ago, we had the introduction of the used EV tax credit. You're a used EV salesperson, you don't deal with the new ones. So explain to everyone how the used EV tax credit worked.
Well, for starters, there's certain requirements. It was set up to be on only vehicles that were under $25,000, which I feel like was to bring more used non-Teslas into the market, as that just was more the common price range that you could find on, used Chevy Bolts and Nissan Leafs at the time. Since then, a lot of Tesla Model 3s have come down into that price range. 2017 late Model 3s, early 2018s, 2019s.
Some 2020s maybe.
2020s occasionally, yeah. Yes. You could, very easily find those in that price range, back in early 24 when the tax credit was officially launched for used tax credit.
So, for a while there, people had to do the tax credit on their own, correct? They had to file it under their own taxes and everything like that, correct? Or is that just with the new one?
For the new ones, for a time, that was the case, yes.
Gotcha. Now, for the used tax credit, you handle all of that point of sale for the most part, correct?
We do. Even if you don't want the $4,000 credit transferred to your car, and it's a maximum of $4,000.
Yeah.
If you don't want to transfer it to your car at the time of purchase, we still handle it at that point with reporting it to the IRS, so that it can just be a claim against any tax liability you have for that year.
Gotcha. Now, this EV tax credit came from the government. How has it been working with the government to get reimbursed that money?
It's a disaster.
Yes, I've heard the stories, that's why I asked. So, they say the turnaround was supposed to be, what, 48 hours or 72 hours?
The turnaround's supposed to be, yes, I believe it did say exactly that originally, 48 to 72 hours.
Yep. What is it realistically?
7 days.
7 days. Has it gotten any better or worse with the changing of the administration, or pretty much the same?
I feel like there are fewer people on that end to even answer questions now, which I suppose might have come with some of the government layoffs, which I'm not against, but it does make it a lot of fun to try to get your questions answered on this specific subject.
Especially if you don't know if a car is qualified before, because it only qualified once, correct? A car, a used car.
Yes.
Okay.
So it only qualifies once, and that's the qualifications are for individuals. If you're filing taxes as an individual, you make under $75,000, you qualify. If you do have a tax liability. Now, what people don't understand is it's not like a child tax credit. It does go against your tax liability only. The other qualifications are if you file jointly, your income requirements are no more than, I believe it's $115,000. If you file married, it's no more than $150,000.
Gotcha. But as of September 30th, that's all going away.
As of September 30th, that's all going away. I've got mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, so question, as someone who sells used EVs, and people have used the credit a lot coming into your dealership, do you think this is going to improve or increase or decrease used EV sales? Let's talk about short term.
How short of a term?
Let's say a year.
All right, within a year, it's going to increase,
Okay.
in my opinion.
Okay. And why is that?
All right, so when the tax credit came out, the vehicles we were discussing a few minutes ago, you could easily find 2018 to 2020, sometimes 2021 Teslas at the auction for $19,000 wholesale. And that's, you still pay more by the time you get it there. Of course, you've got a $600 or $700 buy fee at the auction. You've got to ship the car to you. You've got to get ready. You've got to clean it, put tires.
So you may be all
it
in
needs.
$21,000 probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we took the wrong route.
So all in $21,000. So once that tax credit became effective, what did you notice about the price of used Teslas after the tax credit took effect?
Once everybody started signing up for the tax credit, the used Teslas rose. Overall, I'd say on an average by $5,000. So
Okay.
to save $4,000, you're paying an extra $5,000.
Gotcha. So basically, as a consumer, I'm out extra $1,000 basically.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
So with this tax credit going away, phasing away, and at end of September, how do you think that's going to affect people buying EVs when they can't come to you? I mean, I'm sure it's a lot less hassle on your end because you don't have to worry about getting that money from the federal government. But how's that going to think it's going to affect someone like you who buys these on the wholesale market?
It's hard to answer specifically because you have the tariffs in mind too. And I know people would say, okay, well, the tariffs aren't on used vehicles, but the tariffs are directly affecting used vehicles because they are affecting new vehicles. And when these newer dealerships, well, there's the problem.
There's
we have a tire in the road.
middle of the road. Yeah. Two of them, actually.
Yes, when new franchise dealerships struggle to get inventory, they start buying more used inventory. We saw the same thing during COVID because of chip shortages, part shortages, shipping, supply chain issues. The same thing is happening right now, although for different reasons. The tariffs that are hitting are limiting. Sorry, we're driving behind a lovely, very well-known brand of semi-truck that just cut us off.
Yes. You were very reserved. I respect that. the other Colin I know would have been so reserved. So yeah.
I'm the loveliest person to know.
So the dealerships with the lack of new EVs coming in because of the tariffs.
Well, the lack of new vehicles in general, yes.
Gotcha.
So, yes, they then file into the auctions, buy up as many used cars that they can. They don't care if it's an EV or not. So if it's a 2021 Tesla Model 3 with 50,000 miles on it, they see, okay, that's what's called a program car. It's still under warranty. They can jump in it. It's easy to finance. It's not overly expensive. They want all of those they can get. And it's not just Teslas. I mean, it's the same with the Honda Civic, a Dodge Challenger, anything.
Dodge Ram,
yes.
whatever it is, yeah. So okay, let me ask you this question. I called you earlier today. You said you were extremely busy. Since this announcement was made a week ago, have you seen an increase in EV sales at your dealership?
Yes, but I've got to say it's not on tax credit cars.
Okay.
So, and then one of the reasons I welcome the end of the tax credit is because it makes it very difficult to buy and price your inventory. So, for instance, we have a Polestar 2 right now on the lot.
Yeah.
It's priced at $25,900.
It's in great condition too.
It's great condition. It's newer. It's under warranty. Everything. It's a one owner. We have it sitting there at $25,900. Nobody is shopping for that car because it's not under $25,000 because they have to be under $25,000 to qualify for the tax credit.
If it was $24,999, it would be gone.
If it was $24,999, we'd have the tax credit. It would be listed at $21,000, and people would be asking us why we're selling it that cheap.
Yeah.
We've seen it over and over and over again.
Yes.
So
just a matter of $100 or $1,000 completely changes
yes.
the view of that car. Gotcha.
Yes.
So to wrap up, all right, so let's elaborate a little bit on long-term EV sales without the tax credit. What do you think is going to happen? Because we know a lot of manufacturers are getting skittish right now of what they're going to do. We just recently talked about Honda, pulling back on their EVs, Nissan Leaf maybe not doing what they're going to be doing with that. How do you think it's going to affect it long-term?
Well, with the tax credits ending, other competition coming out, personally, I believe that it's going to allow used EVs to drop in price where it originally forced them higher. Now, we might have to see that slowly as the tariffs come out, but eventually I think that will allow you to find good EVs, 200-300 mile range, long range Teslas, used EVs for sub $20,000 without tax credit pricing.
So gotcha. So that used EV that is now $25,000 with the tax credit, maybe in a year or two you'll be able to get for $23,000, $22,000 because there will be no tax credit involved.
Yes.
So it hopes it reprices the market is what you're hoping.
Yeah, I do hope that, yes. And we might see a little more of a delay in the drop as compared to how quickly they rose when the EV tax credit came out because of the tariffs. You know, you've got dealers jumping into the market on used EVs, jumping into just used cars in general. So you might see it happen slowly, but yes, I do believe it will help the pricing on used EVs all around.
Gotcha. And another thing we'll talk about too is, as long as I've known, you've been a strictly Tesla, pretty much Tesla used dealership. Looking at your inventory now, Polestars, Bolts, Rivians, Ioniq 5s, why have you kind of branched out more from the Tesla brand?
Well, for one thing, it's taking several other competitors a long time to bring valid competition to the market. So with Nissan now, you've got the Nissan Ariya. I mean, it's not, it doesn't have the best reviews, but it's still far better than what the Nissan Leaf was. And Nissan has finally gone to an intercooled battery.
Yep.
Where
and the new
Nissan
Leaf is a lot better than the old Leaf too. They got coming.
Yes,
yeah,
we've sold a few of those.
Yep.
So the Chevy Bolt EUV is so much better than the old Chevy Bolt. I know Sebastian would probably want to fight me on that, but
I mean, you do pretty well selling the Bolts. They usually don't last long on your lots for the most part.
Yeah. And now I do think the tax credit helped things like the Bolts. So we've always seen the biggest sales on price versus range. And if you've got a $25,000 EV with a 300-mile range, it'll sell.
Yeah.
And a Bolt with a 200-mile range or 220-mile range, the best way that's going to sell is if it's cheaper.
Or a Mini Cooper with a 100-mile range.
And now you get more and more vehicles with wider charging networks. So this Rivian that we're in right now, if I sell it, when I sell it, somebody would be able to get an adapter and use this at the Tesla supercharging network, which is bigger than all the other charging networks combined. So if you get a Rivian now, if you get, you tell me, what all vehicles, is it GM, so GM EVs?
So it's GM, Ford, Rivian, the Hyundai Motor Groups, that's Hyundai, Kia. The only people I don't know about, Sebastian would know better, are the Germans. So Volkswagen Group, no. Mercedes-Benz, yes. But I think mostly all of your American dealerships, I think Honda not yet, even though they're doing the GM cars. But mostly it's all your American brands. It's Honda, Ford, GM, Hyundai. It's all the big ones out there right now.
Okay.
So yeah. So
well, that will bring those far, because I mean, Tesla supercharger network, as you and I have both found out firsthand experience, is far better and more reliable than networks like Electrify America.
There are other faster networks out there, but not as reliable.
You're going to drive 2 hours out of your way to get to one and find out it doesn't work for one. So
yes, we've talked about that a lot in the podcast about the Clarksville EA station. It's you roll the dice whether or not it works or not.
Yeah.
But now that now that Kia's on the supercharger network, now we can charge in Ozark there. So yeah. All right, Colin, thank you so much for joining us today. If you guys know, we do a lot of reviews. Actually, we're getting ready to do a review on a Bolt before we leave today. If you're ever looking for a used EV, evolveauto.com. They're based here in North Little Rock, Arkansas. However, they ship to all 48 states. And Colin is great with pricing. Lightning. I digress. Great pricing, great customer service, very easy to work with. And if they don't have something in stock, let them know. They'll go find it for you. Colin, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Before y'all leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification icon so you know when new content drops. And we'll see you again on another EV Geek Studio video. So long, everyone.
Thanks.